From Significant, this is Crack It in an Hour.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Crack It in an Hour. For those of you who listen, you know the deal. It's one problem, 1 hour to crack it once a week. I'm Simon.
I'm Jessie.
I'm Roman.
And today we have a special guest.
Hello, hello.
Hello. We have Maria joining. Maria Van Buskirk. I'll say the full name.
Thank you. There we
It's
go.
a pretty
And
epic name.
it's
You
a
stopped
great
yourself
name.
from saying MVP.
MVP,
I'm
notorious MVP.
Yeah.
Thank you.
MVP. I said MVP.
Thank you.
MVP and MVP.
Yes.
You're also the new head of comms and go-to-market.
Yes, I am.
Part of the leadership team at Significant.
Yep.
So very excited to have you.
Thank you. Excited to be here. Do I look at the camera? I'm sorry.
Don't worry
there
about
are
it.
no
We're just having a
rules.
conversation.
Dealer's choice. Dealer's choice.
But yeah, I'm thrilled to be here. Week one.
Yes.
Week one, and we survived.
And
Yeah.
we're doing a pod.
Yeah, and we're doing the pod.
I know, throw you in.
do it.
Threw me in. Yeah.
First of many pods.
First of many.
All the pods.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, well, I think this week, Jessie, you have the problem, don't you? And everyone else here has no idea what it is. So should we get into it?
Yeah.
Should we
Let's
start
do
the clock?
it.
Yeah.
Clock started?
Clock started.
Let's go.
Maria tried to
All
get me to
right.
tell her what the problem was.
I really tried.
And I told her
I
it was
tried
going
to
to
get
be...
Biz to tell me.
Biz didn't know, did they?
Yeah, of course.
They did?
Yeah, because I thought it would be fun to text Biz while Maria was asking me what the problem was. Because
Yeah.
I just like to
Calming.
harass
Torture,
a little bit.
torture.
Just
Okay.
games.
Okay, but what I told Maria earlier is I think with this problem, we're going to have to put our dumbest dumb brains on because it's kind of right?
Perfect. I like
Perfect.
that. I like that.
It's
love that.
It's a problem I think many have tried to solve. It's a tough one, but not I think it's not it's more I think everyone's making it harder than maybe it could be. And I think you just have to
We're going to make something very complex, very
Okay.
simple.
yeah. Okay, guys. I want to
Let's
bring back
go.
cable TV.
Oh,
man.
wow. Okay. I like this.
Right?
I like
It's-
this.
There's,
Yes.
I think, as we know, everything is cyclical, and
Yes.
everything old becomes sort of new again.
Yeah.
And I do think this has been a massive conversation for so long about the disruption of streaming, but
Love
now
it.
streaming is
Yeah.
complicated, and maybe
Oh.
every streaming has basically become cable TV. And so
Mm-hmm.
I've got some interesting stats. I mean, we all know it's massively on the decline. Cable TV used to be the very center of American culture. But just to give you just to put it in context, right? Cable TV peaked at roughly 105 million US households around 2010.
Not that long ago.
Not that long ago, but it has traditional pay TV has fallen. Basically, it's declined about 35 million households in 15 years. And the pay TV penetration dropped from 80% of households in 2011 to just 34% of households in 2024.
So that means that those households that are holding on typically have more than one subscription? Is that...
Yeah, they have
Likely.
cable, mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have most people are 82% of cable subscribers also pay for streaming services.
Gotcha. Okay.
82%. Streaming represents almost half of TV viewing. That's not that surprising. Also not surprising, I'm sure you've seen it before, but pretty much the number one reason that people keep cable TV is live sports.
Yeah.
It's one of the only. Now we've seen sports also fragmenting across the streaming landscape, which is very, very annoying.
Yeah.
The biggest argument around cable TV for a long time was around how expensive it got. And so right now, the average cable bill is around $147 a month. But U.S. households are spending on average somewhere between $70 to $90 a month on streaming services. So the gap is not as
No, it's
huge as
not.
you would
Interesting.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've always thought it was interesting that on average people have about four. I always love when averages have a half in them. I think it's funny, but
Half person.
they have 4.5 subscriptions on average. I'm like, what's a half subscription? Anyway,
I like that.
I get how it
I like
works,
that.
but
I think I have more than that.
yeah. So I mean,
Definitely.
that's again nothing mind blowing from a statistics perspective, but I think what's interesting is, I've got lots of good things on why people abandoned cable. Some of it I'm sure we all know. Obviously, we can talk about now where streaming has gotten a little bit not as fun as it used to be, and what are some of the advantages of cable TV. So we can kind of start there. But
I think I wanted to start with a question. That's not going to surprise you.
What are we
just-
trying to solve?
Just in the spirit of trying to understand the benefits, what's cable TV? Because like streaming is now offering you everything cable could. Cable's no longer cable. Satellite's no longer satellite. Cable's actually streaming. So what do we define as cable TV?
I think it is, I would define it, and I welcome another description, but it is live TV and broadcast, because broadcast is not the same as
So
live TV.
YouTube TV would
YouTube
qualify?
TV is cable TV.
No,
No.
Okay. Why?
No.
Sorry.
no, because YouTube TV is part of a subscription plan.
Yeah.
And so cable TV being, I think, broader tune in part of a network, right?
Okay.
So
I
we're
think this is
talking-
where I don't understand the difference.
Okay, so cable is, well, one of the biggest, maybe the easiest way that we can draw the line is there's no original content. Like a cable TV provider, like whoever, Spectrum, DirecTV, they're not creating content.
Yeah.
They are just broadcasting
Reruns.
from networks, from
Yeah.
broadcast channels, live TV,
Yeah.
sports news, sitcom.
Literally everything you describe YouTube TV has. They do. I'm a subscriber.
Oh, YouTube TV. Yes, YouTube TV. I thought you said YouTube earlier.
No, YouTube TV.
YouTube TV is literally a streaming service that replicated cable. It's live
completely
TV.
agree.
Yes, I agree. I think for the sake of this conversation, I would love to try to focus on like what on earth could an OG cable provider do to make a comeback? Because
Yeah.
people
Okay.
basically got YouTube
Okay.
TV with the theoretical benefit, though now I believe it's as expensive, of getting live TV, but not as many channels, because who cares? You don't watch
Correct.
all those channels. All the sports, that's mostly their benefit,
Yeah.
but at a slightly cheaper price. But
Correct.
it is live TV. Yes,
Correct.
you are correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
So I
like-
like the way you
so-
reframed the question. How do you help an OG cable
Like
TV provider
Xfinity.
make a comeback?
Xfinity
Xfinity.
So
make a
it's not
comeback.
about
Yeah.
the form. It's not about what you sell. It's not about selling
Yeah.
satellite or cable. It's just about helping that brand. That brand likely today is offering their services through streaming, like YouTube TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just there's brand baggage.
Yep.
There's like
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And,
Okay.
and there's
Here we go.
possible
Okay.
UX innovation, I think, in
Exactly.
there. And
Yeah.
I think we should just draw the line at live TV versus streaming TV. And so to your point, like YouTube TV is providing live
okay.
TV. And I think live TV is part of what's disappearing for people outside of sports, because people actually want to tune in like at the moment
Yeah.
to watch it. But outside of that, like, streaming introduced so many behaviors that didn't exist yet for us. Like binge watching literally didn't exist
Totally.
until,
Yeah.
and now people are like, wait, you've mentioned it before, Roman, like you're going to wait till all the episodes drop for something to begin watching it,
Totally.
not wanting to wait
Yeah.
to like have it each week. But there's so many interesting conversations to have around why people are, as with many aspects of culture, TV and streaming is a perfect example of people beginning to like reach peak like stress, overwhelm.
Yeah.
Like the whole experience is just like, my God,
Yeah.
like it's not that fun to watch TV anymore. 'Cause you're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
where is it? How am I going to find it? Like,
And always feeling like you're behind.
yeah.
It's almost like with cable TV, it's the most passive entertainment
It's the best.
experience,
It's the
right?
best for
like
that.
just to put it on and not feeling the pressure
Yes.
of, okay, I'm watching, like going through everything that's available in front of you is one of the most stressful exercises.
Yeah.
For like, we literally, my husband and I have used ChatGPT like often just to figure out what to watch
What
at
to
night.
watch.
But the point
Yeah.
where you're optimizing
Yeah.
what to watch versus just putting on
Just like-
let's put on Netflix
Yeah.
and see like what's the top recommended. But just to have that in the background, cable in the background, I think is such an enjoyable experience.
Can
Yes,
I have another? Sorry, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Oh, no, I just was going to say passive entertainment is like a massive
Yeah.
component to this, because streaming actually, everybody was excited because you felt like you had access
Yeah.
to stuff. But as we know from many other categories, the downside of access is it requires decision making.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like no one wants that. It's
No
why
one
you
wants
have
that anymore.
literal like and then the pressure you feel to make a good decision
Yeah.
also creates like a whole other element of stress for people. That's
Then
why
it's
you're
wasted
like
time.
wasted
I've
time,
just
and then
wasted
you're
an
like
hour.
exactly.
You all know my COVID experience of literally just leaving HGTV on
Shout
the
out,
entire 2 years of
shout out
COVID.
Chip and Joe.
Chip and Fixer Upper, the Boise Boys. There was one in Mississippi whose name escapes me now, and it was literally just like,
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna do something in my garage. I'm gonna have the TV on. They're gonna start in a dump. By the end of this half hour, it's gonna be lovely.
Yeah.
They're charming enough
Yeah.
during the whole thing of it, and it's like, am I watching it like it's an episode of The Sopranos? No.
But it's therapeutic.
Fabulous.
It's
You know what I
comfortable.
mean?
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
great. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I totally, I'm all
with
for
you.
this.
yeah, and it's like the channel surfing of it
It's
all.
best.
Like I think there's, I mean, we've talked about this word a lot recently on many of the subjects that we talk about, even with a lot of our clients, is like the word discovery, which we know is like, we've talked about it on past episodes around retail, and like, just like we know that people inherently want to discover things, and there's like a relaxing passive joy to that. And that's the beauty of like actually the current UX of having all of your programming in a list is
Yeah.
actually like a very interesting way to frame up entertainment to people, because you're just scrolling and you're like, oh my God, I haven't seen that movie in forever. Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
It's 10 minutes in. I don't care. You put it on. You just sort of happen upon it.
Yeah.
I have two contradictory thoughts, and one of them is you should talk about that experiment you talked about recently when they put Gen Alpha.
Yeah,
in front
Pluto
of a-
TV. So it was a couple years ago, and hopefully I don't misquote it, but one of the executive, basically Pluto TV, which is, if you haven't used it, it's basically cable,
cable.
and it's designed like cable, but it is the most modern brand doing cable TV. And they also made it free, and it was super cool. And not everything you want to watch is not on there, but whatever. And they showed they showed it to Gen Z, Gen Alpha, and a lot of the quotes from the consumers who had never experienced cable before. Like, to this audience, the experience of scrolling through a channel vertically was like revolutionary. And their response was, it's so cool that the content is organized this way, because it feels like you're just like scrolling through a list. And then, so this is what I think that when I said at the beginning, sometimes I feel like, and what do I know? But like, maybe we're overcomplicating the solution to this problem,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
for so many people, that's a delightful new experience that actually now feels like the solution to the streaming problem. Streaming has caused all this stress and overwhelm.
Yeah.
And if everything is cyclical, you're just like, wouldn't it be nice?
But,
Yeah.
but I think it's so cyclical that the product of streaming is getting increasingly close to the product of
Totally.
cable.
And that's,
Like, even if you open Hulu today, you're kind of confused. You're like, wait, there's Hulu, there's also Disney, there's also whatever other thing, there's live TV on there. And you're like,
Yeah.
okay, I subscribed a few years to something called Hulu that was a competitor to Netflix, but now
Totally.
I'm opening it and it's DirecTV.
they,
And so I
they
think
built
like,
cable 2.0.
Yeah.
Like,
and so there used to be a product problem. I think 5 years ago, you would say cable had a
Yeah.
product problem, like they're getting the lunch
Yeah.
eaten, everybody's cutting the cord. Now they literally just have a brand problem because people are actually looking for that experience.
Right.
So it's like literally, if you want to cut
That's
the
interesting.
cord, if you want to cut the cord, just subscribe to DirecTV.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
exactly.
it's-
exactly.
It's now what
It's
people are
the
looking
new
for.
cord cutters.
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Because the DirecTV experience now, and I'm quoting DirecTV because it's one of the only ones I've experienced at friends' houses and things like that, but I'm sure the competitors are good too. It's kind of like way better than it was 10 years ago.
100%.
Closer to what a streamer is, but not all the way there. And the experience is actually really good. And now the streamers are kind of going there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so you're like, okay, maybe it's just about explaining people that the experience is actually good now.
I think
So
it's,
how do you explain that?
But I think it's
Right.
really interesting though to
Because
frame it up
Let's
as
crack it.
Yeah.
framing
No,
it
'cause
up.
that's-
Framing it up as the new cord cutting though
Yeah.
is so interesting.
But like you cut the cord on, and I'm just trying to
Yeah.
getting into it now. It's like originally you cut the cord because you're like, I'm paying for things I don't want to pay for, and this one is both. It was both a money thing and also I have at the time, like, I mean, if you remember Netflix, they had licenses with everyone.
A quality
Yeah.
thing. It
You know
was.
what I mean?
There's
It
quality.
was like
Yeah.
they have the best stuff. So it's like this is a no-brainer sort of thing. What's the new you can get this now instead of that. That convinces. And then a follow-up question, round 2 question is, who's the audience you go after first?
Okay, so this is what I think that if people are inherently going to stack subscriptions, I think you can use that to your advantage. Like I think you could talk about it almost as the new cord cutting, right? You can you can literally talk about DirecTV or any of their competitors almost being like the most simple, delightful experience
Easiest
in comparison.
experience.
Yeah, in comparison. But like you're gonna keep your Netflix probably on top of that. Like and that's okay. So like you're gonna get you're not gonna like miss out, I don't think, on the content that you want, but you're gonna figure out how to build the best stack. I think what's most interesting, although there's an economic equation to sort out, is for cable to go after the generations that have never experienced cable before.
I agree.
Yes, I absolutely agree. Especially, it's wild we've sort of gotten to a point where you would consider cable like analog media to that generation.
Totally.
That generation would. Like that feels like you're cutting the cord, to your point. Get a dumb phone, right, get cable, completely unplug in some way.
Yeah.
These are 2 different ways in. I don't disagree with you, but like the way in to say that cable is now going too close to streaming is a different narrative than go back to the 90s.
Yeah, totally.
Right.
I think they're both
you
they're
have to
different.
make a decision.
They're different. They're
Yeah.
both interesting to me, but they are
exactly.
different. One is making cable in the way that streaming was the disruptor to cable. Now you make cable the disruptor to streaming, and that's one version.
Yes.
But I still think you do that to an audience that has no baggage and you're just like the Pluto example. You show up to people and you're like, "Isn't this a delightful experience?" And they're like, "I love this. This is so nice that you could just scroll through the channels this way." Or you frame it up as the sort of simple life analog approach to a generation that's looking. And I don't know which one.
Yeah.
They both are interesting to me.
It's tough because the hiccup that I keep kind of coming up with though is that like entertainment's so cultural, and to tell people like, oh, cut this for this thing that's passive and intentionally like you might miss it is like basically saying like opt out of a lot of pop culture.
Yeah.
I think though it's not I wouldn't use the term in reality, in execution, let's say. I don't think I would use the term cut the cord.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I think that the way I would think about it, and this is not a consumer facing articulation, is like lay it all on the table and evaluate the stack you have. And I bet you could cut those 3 things here, have Netflix and cable, and have everything you want. So it's like I don't think that you're going to like get cable and get rid of every single subscription that you have. But most people right now, you have Hulu, Netflix, Peacock, Paramount Plus, HBO,
Okay, so
Apple TV.
let's do this exercise for a second. Like you have, because I like where you're going. Like let's put Netflix kind of like on its own little special place.
You're always going to have it.
Essentially ubiquitous at this point.
Yeah.
But let's go to Hulu,
HBO.
Tell me why I should leave HBO and pick up cable.
Well, you have it, right? Don't you? You're a DirecTV subscriber.
Yes.
Don't
and
you have HBO on it?
Yes. And
It's an add-on.
it's an add-on.
Yeah, okay.
But I will tell you the one thing I don't know why I have and I have paid for years and was about to get rid of until they smushed it with Disney was Hulu.
Yeah.
I was like, why? I never opened Hulu anymore. Like, I was like, why do I know why I go to HBO. I know why I go to Netflix.
Yeah.
And then I have DirecTV, which I loved. And I was like, the Hulu makes no sense. I'm going to cancel this. And this is where the category has has basically imprisoned people, because then Hulu was like, cool, we're going to bundle with ESPN and Disney Plus. And now I'm like, ooh, well, I do want a Disney Plus account. And like,
right.
So there is a version of this that feels unsolvable, because at some point someone needs to just be like, enough of this. Like, everybody can't just keep like shoving things together and pulling them apart and shoving things
I
together.
guess what I'm saying is like, I understand the run from, I don't get the run to yet.
Yeah.
Like it's like you don't like this, you're not using it enough. Fair, cut that. But why am I replacing it with cable?
And I feel like how so many streaming providers at least have tried to solve this so far. You've seen like the industry go through the great bundling and the debundling, right? And so is there an adjacent, like, bundling outside of the entertainment industry, if the feeling of passive entertainment and sort of unplugging, if you will. And we're saying that that's just a feeling and that's not by any means what you'd communicate. Is there something else that gives you that experience and or feeling that becomes sort of the new coupling with this type of
Keep talking. Where
TV,
where
like
are you going?
that
I
that
think
you could, like an awful example, if you're bringing together, say, an Airbnb experiences and a cable package. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of the campaign, and this isn't directly related, that just sticks with me as of recent is Pinterest's. The reason to be on, like, the best reason to be online is to get offline. Right. And so I feel like, is there something in just, how do you sort of
that's interesting.
encourage that type of,
Like it's fuel for dinner conversations.
Fuel for
Then
dinner
how do you go
conversations,
to
fuel
a place
for-
where you're like, actually, this is just the fuel, but then you also partner with someone who provides the dinner
Yes,
conversation, whatever. You see what I
exactly.
mean? It's like,
I think the run
that's
two
interesting.
is, and I'm not saying this is perfect, but to Maria's point, to me, the run two has to be less about the content and more about the passive experience, like
Yes. The
introducing
behavior.
that back
A
into
new
your life.
behavior.
And it's like,
Yeah.
I know that you're going to have, let's say, Netflix, HBO, and you're always going to, every now and then, you're going to want to open those two up. But like, man, you come home on a Tuesday
Well,
at
like
9
what you're
p.m.
talking
and you're
about
exhausted,
is sort of
just
like
enjoy, you know,
you're like Netflix and chill isn't that chill. This is this is true Netflix and
This
chill.
is
You don't
your
even have to
actual-
you don't even have to say, "Are you still watching?" You know what I
Right.
mean? Like
I would
it's
be
like,
like, this is your culture subscription. This is your like whatever subscription, and this is your chill subscription.
this is your headspace.
Yeah.
that's
This is your
interesting.
headspace.
Completely reframe
See,
it.
that's
Exactly.
interesting. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Exactly
Whew.
that. Which
Yeah.
is like, now
There you
you're not
go.
selling you, because like you will never be able to, like, part of me is like, you're never going to be able to compete on, you don't actually want as much choice as you think.
Right.
Like, you're never going to sell people on that.
Yeah.
Like, this is, especially in America, people think like freedom is always more.
Yes.
You know
And
what I
then you
mean?
get it, and you're like,
And then
I
you're
don't like
that's,
this.
oh, it turns out I was
Yeah.
wrong. But then
Yeah.
you still can't say, hey, how about less? Trust me, you'll love it. Like,
Yeah.
they'll be like, no. You know what I mean?
need
My
to feel like you're
favorite
getting
thing
more.
to do when on DirecTV is I can go to the guide, and then within the guide I just sort by movies and see literally all the movies that are currently playing in that moment. It's not on demand, it's not literally anything. It's just like, this is the movie that's playing on FX right now, this is the movie that's playing on HBO right now, and I literally go down that list and I'm like, oh cool, Devil Wears Prada,
brings
20
back
minutes in, hell yeah.
spontaneity.
Like, and
I've
I'm
seen
just
it.
gonna
I've seen that movie
Do
4,000 times.
you pick up movies that have
That is-
like started?
like
Yes.
all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
I find it so relaxing. It's
comfort food.
not.
I'm the
it's
same.
comfort.
I'm
It's
totally the
I'm
same.
not. It's not me being
Do you
precious.
watch it?
Devil's Wears Prada
or
is also
or is it in
like
the
a
background?
perfect
Both.
example of that type of movie.
Devil Wears Prada.
I've
The
seen it
Matrix.
4,000
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
It depends. Like sometimes I put it on as background and then I get sucked in because I'm like, oh man, I forgot how much I
How
love this
good it
movie.
is,
Like
yeah.
I did it the
Totally.
other day and it was with The Hangover and I hadn't
Yeah,
seen
yeah.
it in a
No,
while and I was
I
like, oh
get it.
man,
I've
it's
seen
like,
Goodfellas that way
Yes.
100
That one
times.
plays a lot.
You know what I mean?
I
Like,
watched The
it's-
Matrix last weekend like that.
Right,
But it
yeah.
brings back a level of like spontaneity that you just, you know.
You have
don't
cable?
have. No, I don't. I was at my in-laws.
There you go. Shout out to the in-laws.
Well,
I
okay.
do
I've always
not.
thought this was really interesting because I've heard a lot of people share a similar experience. And it's funny because people talk about how relaxing it is when they go back to their parents' house and they'll talk
Yeah.
about it as if it's this unattainable thing. Like, yeah, it's so nice. You get to like sit on the couch with like a cup of coffee and you just turn on
Yeah, I
cable.
know.
I'm like, you can have that.
You can do that at home.
like you
right.
can get that.
Culture used to be a lot more passive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, it's like, actually, it was something I was talking to Charlie about. Our good friend Charlie,
Shout out.
Kittrick. I was talking to him last night about it, where I was like, I have a problem with a lot of new TV because new TV sort of like demands you pay attention to it a lot of the times.
Yeah.
Like, especially like a lot of like what is considered a sitcom. You don't have 26 episodes where very little happens across episode. You have 12 episodes, and this one leads to that one, so you better watch that one before this one.
Yeah.
More often now than I would. The ratio is such that that's more common now, right?
Yeah.
And it's just not the way I like watching TV. Like, I really do love, like, 30 Rock's on. I'll just turn on 30
Totally.
Rock. Oh, I've seen this one. I vaguely know the kind of structure of what's going to happen.
And
Tina Fey's going to do that. Tracy Morgan's going to do that. Like, it's, you know what I mean?
Totally. And I think, yeah, go ahead.
I don't know. I'm also thinking about just the reality of our children who literally grew up without cable, or at least their consumption modes are literally
Streamers.
anything they want whenever they want.
Yeah.
At whichever point of the movie or series they want. They're gonna be hard to turn around, I think.
Well, that's why when you mentioned the go after
You need
Gen
to-
A and stuff, I was a little.
Maybe that's where your idea to have it bucketed as a separate role in your entertainment
Yeah.
life or world or whatever consumption makes sense,
Yeah.
though pricing becomes an issue.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I think it's going to be hard. When you're from 0 to 21, 22, you're consuming like this, and then suddenly you're paying your first, rent and go to cable.
I don't
Go to
that's
passive.
my thing.
I'm
don't-
like that's a weird one because these
I don't
kids
know.
actually don't have the feeling.
no frame of reference
At
for
your
it.
They don't have the
in-laws
same
I
reference.
know,
because
but
a lot of those households already cut it.
But
Their parents.
I agree, but that's I'm going to go back to the Pluto thing though, because I
Right.
think the opportunity I don't think the solution can come from pointing back to an experience that was.
Yeah.
I bring up the in-law example only because
Yeah.
I think people find it they talk about it like it's this relaxing experience that they can't have, and you can have that.
Yeah.
I think if you go after a younger generation, you're going to get people like us for free because we're going to be like, damn, I kind of miss that. If you go after the memory of it, I don't think you will ever convince somebody who's never had it. But you treat it like a brand new experience that gives you your here's your, and I think it is more of your analog path, Maria. I don't think we should treat it analog. I don't think is the right word, but you treat it like the lo-fi, low stakes, low stress thing in your bundle. I
Yeah.
think you could get a younger generation with that.
Yeah.
Have your cool shit and
Yeah.
have your
That'd be
low
cool.
stakes
Yeah.
shit, and you're gonna be good to go. You can chill whenever you want.
Yeah.
I think the stress that
Yeah.
young kids feel, I think it could be compelling.
Same
You have to
way-
wrap it in a new brand. I
Yeah,
think
make it
you
cool.
have to
Yeah.
make the UX. The funny thing is, I don't think you even need to reinvent the total UX. Just simplify the design in a way that feels
Yeah.
nice and
What if
Yeah.
it's a completely new device? A higher entry point. But I think about the film camera and how Gen Alpha, Gen Z, not to stereotype a demographic, but our generation, to go out and take pictures on their film camera and develop the film,
Yeah.
but then leave the film and just upload the digital files. And I'm like, that defeats the purpose. That defeats the purpose.
Yeah.
And sure, fine, in the moment, not pulling your phone out, but is it a different actual, is it the
Physical
delivery system?
Well, let me give
different?
you a
Interesting.
crazy one, which is you could, TVs are cheap, right? So what you could actually do is you could build some sort of TV
Right.
that was just playing that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Surfaces with LED,
Yes,
with
exactly.
LED are very
Bring back the kitchen
I
TV.
you can buy a TV for $50. You know what I mean?
I love the idea of something called the TV box.
Right.
But it's you're not buying a TV, you're buying a TV box, which plays TV.
Which plays
Right.
TV.
And you're like, well,
Yeah.
I want that.
Yeah.
I want the
Yeah.
TV box.
It's like when you'd go to your grandmother's house and there's always the little box TV sitting in the
kitchen.
kitchen.
Yeah.
I
have a kitchen
I feel
TV.
for that. Oh,
I have a ton of TVs. Though. We got more TVs than humans. in the house.
Here I am, bring back the
one's
kitchen
interesting.
TV.
That one is. I think that goes to anti-tech, in a way that's interesting.
Yeah.
But very contrarian to the fight that cable TV providers have been trying to fight in the last decade. They've been trying to chase tech.
yeah.
Yeah, totally.
And what you're saying is, which is interesting, is make it that brand that has the landlines where you can only
Yeah.
buy two for the kids to talk to their friends.
That was
make
exactly what I was thinking
so
about.
you're gonna have to design. This is really a big '90s play in the design of the product. Maybe not the UX, but you're gonna need to have some hints. So the UX needs to be functioning, but it probably needs to look a
What?
certain way.
I also think that made me think about, and I know that you could orchestrate this with streaming right
Yeah.
now, but the idea that you and a friend can turn on your TV box, I'm going to just keep calling
TV
it that now,
box.
at the same time and exactly the same thing, whatever, it's going to be playing the same thing
That's
at the
cool.
same
Yeah.
time.
So
yes,
and so is watching.
Right.
exactly. And
Yeah.
you could have a connected one to
That's cool.
your friend. So and so whatever, you turn it on and it's going to, maybe you even have 5-star channels.
Yeah.
So you and your friend are
Oh, I
immediately
love
watching
that.
the same thing at the same time. And yeah, that'd be cool.
I really
so
love
and so
that
is watching
social
blank.
element to it.
Make a set.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
It
TV
becomes
box is
gamified
cool.
in a way too. You know what I mean?
Becomes
We got
social.
there.
It
Yeah.
starts to become interesting and social like that too. You want to know something really weird? Is my son, who's 10, his like the things he watches on streamers are literally just like Young Sheldon, The Middle, which is like a show from like the aughts, and like it's like shows that are exactly what kind of cable TV was always sort of priding itself on.
Those shows
Yeah.
were
You know
what I
on
mean?
cable
And
TV.
that's
They're not
all
they-
streaming shows.
That's
yeah.
all like they were built for cable TV.
That's
You know
so
what I mean? It's
interesting.
so and it's
Wow,
like,
Young Sheldon
cool.
fan.
and like
Oh, I
he
love
just
that.
like
I
flew
love
through
that.
it. Like he watches like literally like CBS shows
That's so cool.
on Hulu and stuff like that that are like not just CBS shows but like CBS shows from the 2010s. You know what I mean?
It's
Good
interesting.
for him.
It's and I don't know what that's saying about, because my eldest daughter has similar habits. Obviously she veers off. They and to be clear, they both like, it's what you said, like it's not like they only do that and nothing is absolute. They're still on YouTube. They still do stuff like that.
Yeah,
But
totally.
when like he's watching a show, when we're saying like in our house sometimes we're like, you can't watch YouTube, but you can watch like
Yeah,
Hulu
TV.
or TV
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
That's what it'll turn on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm super into the TV box.
I like the I like
Well,
the TV box.
I like what we're talking about now, because what we're talking about now is there's a lot of different ways we're going at this. One is like, how do you rebrand this as, I love the like, this is part of like, let's call it like your consumption
Stack.
Yes.
And part of
Yeah.
it, and it should be for role. It shouldn't necessarily be for just like subscription.
Yep.
But then another thing that we're talking about too is like, how do you innovate TV where you keep the heart and soul of TV intact, but bring it in? Like, I mean, like something like making it participatory and things like that are things that suddenly become like, oh, there's a frame of reference for my son when he's playing video games against his friend where they understand to meet
Yeah.
in FIFA and play each other.
Yeah.
And
So
I,
to say now just meet in the TV and talk and have a
So
gab and
good.
stuff, because I think like when I think about how my son plays FIFA, he's mostly doing it to just hang out.
To hang out.
Yeah.
And I-
You know what I mean? And so like
totally.
it's like leverage that, but over the conversation, make it
Yeah.
over a TV.
totally
In the TV
meet me
box.
TV, meet me in the
Totally.
TV box.
Yeah, exactly.
I like the way you framed it, Roman, earlier, which is like, I think that cable has been chasing like beating itself up, chasing technology, thinking it was behind. And I think we're not saying don't chase technology, but maybe you've been chasing the wrong
Yes,
technology,
exactly.
which is like,
Yeah.
no, actually the beauty of what you have is the content you already
Yeah.
have, the relaxing experience that it provides.
Yeah.
That's now more relaxing than it's ever been because people are so fed
Totally.
up with streaming. But chase this social technology
Yeah.
that makes it participatory. And
Yeah.
like, man, you guys are onto something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's technology.
cool.
The technology isn't like, how can you shove as much streaming in people's faces as possible? It's how do you make what's special about you
Yeah.
a little more easier to grasp for people, or a little more participatory. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
I was trying to read about, I ended up reading an article from the New York Times in 1981. I think it was like one that had been digitized, which I love when you come across
Yeah.
those.
Yeah.
But because I was doing a little research on like whether it's possible for cable live TV to be ad free, because that's obviously one of the big issues.
Yeah.
It's like, and I didn't know this. It was.
Yeah.
And then then they introduced, it was like ads are coming to cable. And I was like,
Yeah.
wait. I thought
And then
I don't know how I didn't know that
then
like
we
there was a
monetized
period of time.
attention.
Yeah. But I just thought that was the what's the word I'm looking for? I thought that was like
The
the
value
monetization
exchange? Yeah,
of TV before, but it was like the cost of the member or the subscription to cable was going to subsidize the cost, but then at some point, I don't
then
know,
you've
greed
introduced
and whatever.
ads. Yep.
But I saw this statistic that said some channels right now are running 18 minutes of ads per hour.
Wow.
And I do think that is one thing that like you
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I read an article on this too, and it was like, I think all of us obviously from our past lives will find this amusing, but it was like, or like if you actually make commercials fun to watch again, like then people don't hate that experience.
Totally.
So
Yeah,
I
totally.
thought that was interesting, but
Yeah, I mean, didn't
Yeah.
we? Maybe don't quote me on this, but we talked about this in the football sports episode? Didn't the NFL literally change like the how the game is structured to make more space.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just increase ad
Commercials,
Yeah,
blocks.
they
like,
built
yeah.
more ad slots. They
I mean,
extended the game.
back in the day
Yeah.
in more socialist countries, you would basically pay for your TV subscription through taxes, and that's
Yeah.
the public service is what you're watching.
Yeah.
You don't know you're paying for it, but you are.
Yeah. That's cool.
Versus like a shit ton of commercials.
Yeah.
And now it's obviously both. And
Yeah,
yeah.
But like I'm talking.
I mean,
back
the
in day.
cable business for a while was like a golden goose. Like it was like
Yeah.
they were making
Yeah.
so much
That-
money.
Yeah.
Back to the make it social, make it the relaxing thing in your consumption stack, but make it social. I think it could be really interesting to build that up specifically with kids who are going off to college.
Well, Pluto's
Yeah.
free, right?
Yeah.
And
I think there's a paid version of it too. I
Yeah.
can't
Yeah,
remember,
that's-
but
yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
But that's
like
your
the big,
your entry point
Yeah.
right there. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is literally is like if you offer free services subsidized by advertising, which it sounds like between them, there's a few other of the ones too that I think are a little bit like that as well. That you immediately knock down one of the biggest hurdles
Yeah.
to building that behavior.
Yes, but I think where I was going is like we're talking about a physical device that's unique. And I'm like, I could see this being actually a very cool thing for like college freshmen. You
Yeah.
and
Right.
your best friend from the last 12 years of your
Yeah.
life are going to two separate schools across the country.
Yeah.
Like it's like I'm getting so tactical, but like a cool graduation gift that you each get a TV box. And it's like now you can tune in together to, when you were like, we're going to watch this thing together. I
Yeah,
just think it's
I
an
love it.
interesting, because I remember like, I don't know how it still is, but actually when I was in college, I remember like cable almost coming with the packet. Like there were like deals when you were
Different
first like
packages.
moving in that were sort of like,
Yeah.
I had cable, but I was not paying like the kind of prices
$180.
that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's a show that, and this is just my ignorance of American culture, what's a show that really, really was like a massive cultural phenomenon that was a cable show?
Like how far back do you
or
want to go?
still is, even today, 5 years ago, whatever, just name one.
I mean, Big
Big
Bang,
Bang Theory was
Big Bang
huge.
Okay, Big Bang
Theory.
Theory, fantastic.
yeah.
I've actually heard of it, never watched it. Is there a way, if it's about passive and social component, is there a way to go like just fuck with the system a little bit and play with movie theaters in this? Is there like why wouldn't like Big Bang Theory season 3 episode 1 be released in movie theaters
Yeah.
just to help promote just to
The joy of the
yes,
show itself.
the joy, like back to the movie theater conversation that we had,
love
where you
that.
try to make
Yeah.
it social, or the lights are on,
Yeah.
where people are chatting, because that's
Yeah.
kind of the experience you're having at your house, generally speaking. The TV's on, the kids are chatting behind the couch, especially for that kind of like more
Yeah.
passive thing. I don't know. Is
Well,
there a way to go like
Well,
poke
Yeah.
the
God.
system?
you're starting to talk about something slightly different, but it's important, which is what is actually cable content these
Yeah.
days,
Yeah.
and then what can you do with it? Because we hadn't talked about this, but it's actually kind of an issue. Like the reason my son watches Young Sheldon in the Middle is probably because there's not as many of those shows being made today. You know what I mean? And those were like kind of fundamentally like the thing that cable did such a great job of making for.
Yeah.
So like I think with what you're talking about, like even when I start to think about it, I'm like, oh, that's really interesting, but I can't think of a show right now you could actually pull that off with. But it would be really interesting as a way to start building it.
I think there are a lot of shows still being made, like network. I mean, I'm sure it's not as many,
like
but
ABC makes a shit ton of sense, right?
yeah, like I'm
so bad
what's
at this.
the not the middle, it was like the suburbs one. Or like
Full House.
isn't Abbott Elementary
Oh, yeah.
cable?
Abbott
Like
Elementary is the best
Yeah.
version.
there's a
right
lot.
now.
I still
Yeah.
think there's
Yeah.
some out there that
Yeah.
like are
Yeah,
being
it's a good example.
being made. But what you made me think of, Roman, I don't know if this is where you were going, but I think it could be really interesting, is we never tease cable.
Yeah.
So like if you want me to buy cable, show me the first episode of
Exactly.
a show.
That's what I was
Yeah.
saying.
Like
Yep.
I think it's
Yeah.
really interesting.
Yeah.
Like
You could
use, and
only
I think
watch-
this is a little bit of what you were saying, Simon, is like if that think about what you can do with the content that exists and how you can use that as a way to pull people into the
Totally.
TV box system.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think it's cool because, yeah, if I watch, like, I've never seen Abbott Elementary, but maybe if, like, I watched the first episode with friends at a theater and they were like, you want to see the rest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be like, damn, I kind of want to
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I kind of want to know what happened.
Yeah.
That sorry, you go.
No, I was just say, because I think right now everyone sort of associates cable with just like reruns and you could watch it anywhere.
Yeah.
And so you sort of need that.
Yeah, that's cool.
There was an interesting. It's a slight tangent, but back to the tease thing. There's a thing when you look at social data and social conversations that makes you wonder why Netflix actually releases everything at once. Because when you do like the weekly releases, you get a ton of social chatter over time.
Yeah.
And they do it probably just, it's part of their brand. It's consumer experience.
Well, they do it.
They
So
invented
they don't
binge,
always do it, right?
They invented
It
binge
depends.
watching. Netflix?
Yeah, like I mean, when they did,
They do half
the
shows
Last
sometimes.
Now
Dance
it's half.
with the Jordan thing. That was like over. I remember
Yeah.
the cadence
Oh,
because I
was
was
it?
always like waiting for the next one.
Oh,
sort
okay,
of thing.
I can't remember, but
Yeah.
they
Stranger Things.
mostly do it.
Stranger
I
Things.
think Stranger Things was actually
Yeah, but
they were like, it's a half season.
half season,
like,
right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's still like part of their brand is, I think, binging.
Yeah.
I think they invented.
Yeah, no,
Binging.
they totally did.
Totally.
People
Yeah.
started binge watching
Yeah.
on the back of Netflix, but
Yeah.
it's a really interesting like just marketing play for social chatter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like HBO, like The Pit for like 3 months every week. It's gonna
People
have a
are watching
spike in
it.
social
Yeah,
chatter
exactly.
because
Yeah.
people are watching The Pit
Absolutely.
on Saturday
Yeah.
night, Sunday night, whatever.
Yeah. Man, Netflix.
Yeah.
What a product.
What a
What a
product.
product.
It's insane.
Dude, remember when they said, "Okay, we're gonna make our content now," and people were like,
Good luck.
You guys are crazy."
Yeah, I know.
And they're just dominating.
They're
one of
huge.
Yeah. Oh my
biggest,
gosh.
one of the
Yeah.
biggest industries in the world. Like
Yeah.
12 years in,
It's incredible.
like
it's incredible. Yeah.
Why do you think this is a dumb question, but I'm curious to talk about it for a second. Like, why do you think sports has been the last remaining, other than it being available? I mean, I guess it is inherently live, and that's why no one really wants to watch the game after it's
No.
aired.
yeah,
No.
it's the thrill of life.
Yeah.
Nothing
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
It's totally
I think
the thrill
it's
of life.
yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's no incentive to do this, but it's like there's almost an opportunity to take that same concept, the thrill of live, and think about how if I was a network, I'd be asking, how do I build a show that has the thrill of live baked into it?
That's interesting.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I have no idea what that means other than the fact that, like, oh my God, I never saw that plot twist coming. But I'm trying to think of if there's something missing.
I mean, reality TV is probably the
closest.
lowest hanging fruit to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And
we need
reality TV, by the way, is
it live?
Yeah, that is. I mean, it's not filmed live, but it's technically like Bravo is a cable TV channel network.
Yeah,
Network.
but what I mean is,
That's why we got YouTube TV.
But
That
it's
and
not-
sports.
Right.
it's not live like sports, right? It's not happening right now when you watch it.
No,
No.
except for
Okay,
like
okay.
reunion episodes,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, okay.
Those are
Just
filmed
the
live.
reunions.
Yeah.
That's what I
Right.
thought your
Oh
question
yeah,
was.
but no, but it was my question.
okay,
I
okay.
was processing out loud. But yeah, but that is interesting though. Maybe with the popularity of reality TV, I mean, they could never do it, but
Right.
like
Right.
To
film
me,
a little
like,
bit more live.
entertainment, like streaming, especially let's say entertainment at home, whatever it's called, that bundles all streaming and cable and sports and everything, is kind of like the finance industry where like everybody's trying to make things better for the consumer and now everyone's like over it.
Yeah.
And like the consumer's dream is to have one big aggregator of
know.
everything. you know?
TikTok.
It's like finance.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
having one overruler of all of your banks and all of your financial services would be amazing. Someone who like, and so many
Yeah.
people try
Easy.
it. So many startups actually try
One
it.
password.
No one can obviously deliver,
What?
and,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
don't need to go to the reasons are obvious. But
Yeah.
It's
the
true.
consumer experience in those industries has gone so bad.
And to your
Yeah.
point, though, all of these companies are like, what we've done for the consumer and blah. And they're like, the consumers
Yeah.
are like, please, can we
Yeah.
just have
No,
like
no more.
one
Yeah.
universal thing?
What you've
that
done for me,
has-
the consumer, is that when I turn on the game's not there because
Yeah.
like someone else took it, and I'm like,
And
where
then
is
I have
it?
to go find
Where
it, and
is
then
the
I don't
game
have a
was-
password.
It literally
and-
happened
Yeah.
to me 2 weeks ago. I was like, or last month.
Yes, I-
about to watch a game, and I'm like, wait, what? It's not on this. What is it on? Oh, it's on that. Oh, I don't have it. 7-day free trial. Oh, not on today. Okay, I guess I'm gonna steal someone's password.
Yeah.
You
Oh my
have, you
gosh.
have like I'm keep thinking about what you said about the sort of like culture of live, and I think that could be such a interesting, like if you think about live experiences. Let's start like just with a sporting event, which is like the ultimate live experience, right? The irony of television running something that is their best product, but not allowing anyone to interact with that product or the people that are also watching that product through it is like, feels
A
like
crime.
a huge missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Like, cause like when you start talking about even the like, hey, who's watching right now? Like if I'm watching an NFL game and I knew 40 of my friends were watching the NFL game, and then also rather than, cause like, this is how I watch. I live in LA. A lot of my friends are in Canada. All my things. I'm texting my friends being like, so-and-so sucks. That was a great play. There's this, why isn't
100%.
TV owning all of that? And then then what you start building is you start building a different culture and relationship to TV that
So cool.
suddenly starts going over to the world of reality TV. Because
I
I
love
know
it.
for a fact my wife will get together with her buddies and she'll be like, I'm going down to so-and-so's. I'm
To watch.
grabbing a bunch
Yeah.
of wine. We're getting takeout and we're going to watch the finale of Vanderpump or something.
Yeah.
And it's like, why aren't they owning that
Totally.
relationship
Yeah.
you
Someone's
have
gonna
to your
have to try.
thing?
Right. It's
And it
it's-
should be them.
it's
And
right
that's
in
what
front
brings
of us.
people back.
someone's gonna have. Someone's
But is it-
tried it.
is it
like it's
possible?
impossible.
No.
Like
Is
they
it
have so many
possible,
smart brains.
though?
If you can do it with gaming, why couldn't you? I don't know
Exactly.
the tech, but if you can literally say
the
my
rights?
son like
Yeah.
plays Fortnite and he only plays,
Yeah.
well, let's say 90% of the time he plays, is to hang out
Yeah.
with his buddies, like in different places around the world together.
Totally.
So he's like
And-
literally yesterday, I saw him for breakfast. Like, oh, last night I hung out with so and so, and he names a buddy who's on the East Coast.
Right.
that
Yeah.
We see just once or twice a year, and I'm like,
Yeah.
this is amazing.
Yeah.
I love that.
And I have no idea from a technological standpoint, but the reality is you can have a cable TV subscription through an Apple TV
Totally.
product,
Totally.
like the box.
Yeah,
Now you
totally.
don't need like
That's-
a separate cable box.
totally.
So I'm like, okay, surely low hanging fruit. If you're an Apple customer, you should be able to sync your when
Yeah,
you
yeah,
talk about
log
being
in.
able
Well,
to
now
like,
you're-
texting,
Right.
and
Yeah.
like now you're like
Your
texting
email.
through,
Yeah.
not email even,
Yeah.
but your phone.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
just,
Your,
yeah.
your email
iMessage.
site,
Yeah, yeah,
your,
yeah.
your message.
Well, like, and then
Yeah.
like going one step further, like you build this interactive platform. That's sort of like, bad example, but like, okay, obviously I get the football thing. I see how that translates over to the reality show thing. But like, also like if I'm just passively watching something and I see my brother log on and I'm like, dude, remember this episode? And he comes to the channel I'm on.
Yeah.
And we kind
Yeah.
of talk about the
Yeah, it's
like
so
the episode
cool.
of The Simpsons
So
that we saw
cool.
together. And
Yeah.
then bad examples like maybe I can quickly take a screenshot of something. It sends it to my phone so that I can do something with that. That becomes content that sort of
so
it says like
cool.
captured
chat
on
viewing.
so-and-so streamer. Like there's like all these little tech innovations to your point that it was like you were chasing the wrong tech.
on tech.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
it, but I
Why hasn't it been done?
like any streamer could do it.
Right.
Because streamers now have live
Totally,
sports.
yeah, no,
right?
and
so
that's
it's like Apple
I'm playing
TV,
fast
you wanna
and
watch
loose with
what- yeah.
I'm playing fast and
Yeah,
loose with the
exactly.
definition of cable.
It's a technological feature that should exist, but
That's why it's so difficult
Apple
to
TV
solve
could do
for.
it. Netflix could do it. Any of them could do it, right?
Anyone
Amazon
could
Prime
do
could
it.
do Like
I
whoever
think-
has sports,
I think-
because sports is the best point of entry.
It is the
I
best
agree with
point
you.
of
I think
entry
your
for a
behavior,
social occasion digitally.
100%.
Yeah.
Sports and reality TV, the two
Totally.
best
I
points of
think if
entry.
you could
Totally.
get a cable provider to do this, their angle is to attach that to the relaxing experience. Like the
Yes.
tech itself is not the. I agree.
It's
Anyone.
the social one, not the relaxing one.
I think
to
it's
me,
both.
that one.
To me, I don't think. I think it has to be like
Yeah.
this is your chill time. This is your hangout time.
Hangout time.
Yeah.
Like it's relaxing. Your friends are there. It's social. You're watching. I think it has to be.
completely buy the relaxing and chill out time on everything we've been talking about up until now for cable.
Right.
On sports, I don't think it's ownable. I like
It's
literally.
it's
Yeah.
not passive enough.
It's
Yeah,
no.
Yeah,
what,
but I
what
don't
sport
think
is
the-
on?
I don't-
Name a sport like whatever. Football is sometimes on Amazon maybe or something. If Amazon does
Yeah.
it for Monday Night Football, it makes sense, right? It's not like the cable has more
Right.
legitimacy in owning. I think that
We're
exists.
is
sort
one
of
of my,
talk-
like-
but we're
yeah, go
talking
ahead.
about watching football via Twitch right now, right?
Kind
in
of.
a way.
Kind of.
100%.
Honestly.
And if
Yeah.
you sort of take that experience
Yeah.
to cable, but
Now
I
th-
agree in live sports, you kind of can't. Like, it's not a passive experience.
Yeah.
But if we're collapsing those two,
But it could be a social experience.
it could, but
could
it
be a
can be
social
I think
social.
sports is the wrong example to focus on.
Yeah.
Like for the question that is being brought to the table
Yes.
on how do we bring back live TV, cable TV.
Right.
Yes and no, because sports was up until the last 2 years, the last reason why lots of people would keep cable.
Yeah.
That's why I went to sports.
Yeah.
And it's kind of still is because there's still most sports on
Totally.
cable. Sports is hyper fragmented. It's a disaster
Yeah.
for the viewer, but it's still the one thing that cable has more of than the streamers. That's why I went there.
Bring the new sport you invented. Bring that to cable.
No.
America Sports Ball. What was it? America Ball.
Talk about that one.
It was not a good sport.
Guys,
No.
hopefully you never listened to that episode.
Yeah, that was not our best.
Yeah.
But I love it though. Like,
No,
just sign me
no.
up immediately on any platform. I know this is not solving the cable problem, but
I don't
any
know. I
platform,
think I'm
sign
confused.
me
I
up.
don't know what you guys are talking about. I
I-
think
I-
Yeah.
Yeah, but your example about Simpsons is also a really good example
No, I
of that.
agree.
I don't think
Yeah.
that sports has to be the only.
No, it's the easiest point of entry. I said I didn't say it was the only one.
Yeah.
If you went to people and you said, "Hey, live TV," they're like, I'm assuming right now live sports, right?" So
Yeah.
like, and I think what you're talking about is like, what's the easiest way to entry? Roman's take is it's live sports. Okay, how do you optimize that live sports experience that becomes a waterfall into other experiences versus selling people on the idea of the experience of cable TV
Yeah.
as just something other than,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're two different entry points.
Yeah.
I have a thought on live. What about for, let's say, reality TV, like Summer House?
Yeah.
Summer House the past few years has just been, maybe it's just because I've recently gotten into Summer House, like the Amanda and
I don't
Sierra
know what that
drama.
is. Tell me what Summer House
Yeah.
Ooh,
Real
I
drama.
heard
real
about that.
drama.
What is it? What's Summer
It's-
House?
It's
It's pretty
basically
fun.
this is going to
The-
be the worst
the plot
summation
is-
of it.
get ready.
Yeah, I want to hear your.
Yeah, you
how
describe
you
it.
describe it. Let's go, Simon.
Literally, to my understanding, and it's been for a decade now.
I think so.
It
yeah, a good
essentially
amount of
is
time.
just the story of a bunch of young professionals from New York who go up to a summer house on weekends in the summer,
Yeah.
and what
And
they
they film
do
them.
at said summer house.
There's a lot
Okay,
of
guys,
it's like-
drama,
spin-off pod
but
where Simon explains reality
I
TV.
love that. Now, yes.
It's
Am
basically
I that wrong?
But
No.
no, you're not. That was great.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
perfect.
so it's
Yeah.
HBO's industry, but live in a summer house.
Way more banal
no.
than that.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
like
yeah.
all the way
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Oh,
All the way down. But a live, the concept of live viewing and just passive, live and passive viewing. How do we bring them together? Maybe there's some legal things here. Camera. Like
yeah.
just a live
Big
camera.
Brother.
Big Brother.
A Big Brother. Let's
Yeah.
bring
That
Big
happened.
Brother to Summer House. Bring
Yeah.
Big Brother Summer House, and you tune in via.
That's what you should do with the movie theaters. Is you should have like the finale play at movie theaters. I think you
Yeah.
would get like reality show finale at
No.
a movie theater.
No, then you're
Teaser.
that's for the movie theater. We're
Yeah.
losing the plot on
Teaser.
the goal here.
Getting
That
people-
I agree
yeah.
with, but like that's a good idea for movie.
But that's a
theaters
reason
business.
to
Yeah.
follow the show on TV.
But
Maybe,
it has a
but I
big
think
enough. I
it's-
think for this, it has a big enough audience. Summer House, I mean, it decent audience.
Yeah.
And so then it's
I mean,
how
so
do you
below
get people
deck,
to
but-
watch Summer House via a cable provider?
Yeah, totally.
And
Via
live summer house is basically
Xfinity.
Big Brother, right? It was the
Yeah.
Yeah.
show that brought reality TV to modern society.
Yeah.
You put that on TV Box. That works with TV Box.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
it goes back to that the 90s. What was it? Late 90s, maybe Big Brother or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah.
Early 2000s?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
90s.
So
Oh, I loved
that's,
Big Brother.
That works really well in the framework.
Yeah,
Framework.
yeah. I'm still confused about the
You see, you're hung up on that social thing.
Yeah, because I saw the whole package in my brain, like the whole experience of TV bot. Like when we first started talking about it, and Simon, you said like, okay, you turned it on, and then it's like your friend joins,
Yeah.
and now you're both watching the same thing at the same time. I still think the social component could be beyond sport.
Of course.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
entry
definitely.
point,
But-
not exclusive.
Yeah. No, sports
Entry
is just a
point.
component of
If
it.
you looked at, and I don't have the data, I'm 100% sure of what I'm about to say. 100%.
Not even 99.9.
100.
Wow.
If you looked at the either WhatsApp, text, Telegram, you name it,
During a sporting
messaging
event?
app during sports versus during
100%
any
agree.
other show.
Yeah, no, I get
And
that.
that's why
I
we're
get
talking.
that.
That's the
Yeah.
only reason we're going
Yeah.
to sports. And I don't know. I'm probably at 50% that the number 2 is probably reality TV.
Yeah, I
But-
would
Yeah,
agree.
I
And maybe
agree.
it
So-
doesn't
I'm
need
at
to be
100%
football
on
and
that.
basketball. We could find a different sport as an
Well,
entryway.
I don't think I understand why you think it breaks because we add sports.
Yeah.
No, it's just when we got to the end of that, I think you guys were saying that it's a completely different approach.
No, I think I was saying it's not as ownable as the other ideas that we're
And I think
riffing with.
ownability is a fallacy. Like
Okay,
I
great,
think
great.
chasing like I that's what I mean
Yeah.
is I think like if cable TV came out and built this thing that was like, here's a thing for your stack that's like a
Yeah.
way to hang out and
Yeah.
be and just like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
understand
cool.
sports aren't passive, but the whole package of the idea is like
Yeah.
it's passive, relaxing TV that you can
This
enjoy.
isn't a TV, it's a living room.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
it's a, that's cool. Like
Yeah.
it's not.
'Cause
That's
I-
where I was
I-
getting lost. Is
No,
like
I think
like,
I'm
I
also
don't think those
thinking
things
about
are
this as TV
separate.
box is just one small thing, and I'm trying to solve like
The bigger thing.
The-
I think TV
like-
box is the answer to all of
because I
humanity's
think
problems.
because I think TV
I'm
box is just gonna
watching.
go to like a specific
Yeah,
audience that
maybe.
is hard
Yeah.
to get. So I was
I
trying
just
to
want
think
TV
about
box. I see.
about other
Okay.
people.
Yeah.
That's-
No, for
that's
me,
fine.
TV box solves all of world's problems. So.
I'm bought in.
let's do
I'm
it.
bought in.
Wait, can I ask one quick question? Because I read
Yeah.
something that I thought was interesting, but I don't know if I buy it, which was talking about how streaming actually decentralized family viewing because everybody had
Totally agree.
suddenly
Yeah.
had their
100%
own
agree.
passwords, own algorithms, own rooms. Now you could watch it in separate rooms, whereas
Yeah.
like the TV used to
massive
be.
problem.
So, okay, that is because then I was questioning it because I was thinking, well, I've heard you guys talk about like, well, on streaming, we can all find something that we watch together. Like the variety, the breadth of it allows you
Yeah.
to find something you can all watch together. So I wasn't sure if I bought
No,
the centralized versus
we
decentralized.
talk about it a lot
Yeah,
with my wife, or like TV used to be a social
family.
experience, and it's not
No.
anymore.
Yeah.
Like each kid
It's
has their
isolated.
own screen,
Yeah.
like a computer, an iPad.
Yeah.
Someone has the TV like in different rooms, and that's why we kind of like imposed
Movie
a Sunday
night.
5 p.m.
Yeah.
movie
Yeah.
where we pick the movie and we watch it all
Yeah,
together.
okay,
love
I
that.
see. It has to be because that's another maybe selling point on. It's maybe it's impossible because it was the centralization came from also the physicality of it just being in one room. But I don't know if there's a way to use that as a selling point to try to drive like family viewing again or
What-
family time.
I think like with a few simple of these like social components, you create centrality. It's like on a platform
Yeah.
rather
Yeah.
than a physical space.
Well, I love your positioning of like it's the new living room.
Right.
It is
Like-
the living room again.
because that to me is
Yeah.
it's the thing I was kind of like pushing up against at the start, which is like you can't tell people like, don't you hate that? Good news, that thing from back in the day is here. Because like
Yeah.
people are like, well, I went away from that, but you
Yeah.
need to reframe
Yeah.
sort of. And I
Yeah.
love that like what you're talking about like its role rather than
Yeah.
its
The
number
content.
of content.
Yeah.
And then like I think what we did was just go further with what that role could be,
yeah.
essentially.
Okay, cool. Should
Are
I
we
wrap
done?
us
Are we
up?
done
All right,
time?
wrap
Are
us
we
up.
at time? Yeah.
As ever, I'm the worst host because I forget a pen and then I don't take any notes.
I offered my pen.
I try. I know.
I've got two
I asked for
right
it,
Oh, I thought you said no. Okay, sorry.
and then now I don't remember anything besides TV box. Obviously,
That's the takeaway.
But no, Simon, I feel like you were starting to recap it there at the end, which is like I think you were pushing on one of the most important questions. It's just like I know what I'm running from, but what am I running to?
Yeah.
And I think we probably haven't solved, as always, many of the like. There's some very significant like economic factors
Yeah, of
here
course.
in terms of the cost and the cost to
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
run these companies versus what they charge, et cetera, et cetera. But I think we talked a lot about everything old becomes new. There's something about the cable experience itself, and this is what got us to the what are we running to. The cable experience is actually now almost the antidote to the chaos of streaming. It's more relaxing.
Yeah.
It creates more spontaneity, a little bit of discovery. It is the ultimate passive viewing experience, and that's actually something people are craving, whether we frame it up as analog or whether we frame it up as something new. I think what we got to is talking about it as the chill, hangout, relaxing. You're not going to cancel all your subscriptions. I think at one point we were talking about making it almost the new cutting of the cord, but it's not so much that versus making it the relaxing experience within the stack, and maybe you can get rid of some of these other ones you don't really need. Then we invented TV Box, which is my new obsession. And I think that led us to bringing the social experience into viewing, like allowing people to be watching the same thing at the same time anytime you turn it on. And I loved our conversation about cable's been chasing technology, but maybe the wrong technology. And Maria, you got us there with the question of like, what if the device itself was something new and different? And I think that's even a path to continue talking about. What am I missing?
No, yeah, I think that was the conversation. Yeah.
Okay, Simon, did we crack it?
Yeah, I think we did. I think the thing that we're
I'm so happy.
I think we did.
That's a statement.
Impossible.
I'll say this, which is like, I don't know if our solution is the easiest solve for, let's call it like traditional cable companies.
Yeah.
But I think that's part of the point of this is like, if we're going to play and build a new product that takes the best of cable, but then reframes it and repackages it in a way that's more true to contemporary consumption, I think I'm going to still say we cracked it.
Yeah, totally.
All right.
Maria, what do you think? Did we crack it?
I mean, this is my first time on, so I wanted to we cracked it.
Yeah.
It's done.
I like that
1-0.
approach. Yeah.
I love it.
Roman?
But you really think I'm going to say we cracked that one?
No, of course not.
Yeah, you guys are delusional. We definitely didn't crack that one.
You're delusional.
I think the big unlock is what you said about where it fits in your consumption stack. I think that was really, really good. And so like the relax, the chill, the thing that removing the stress of all the scrolling and whatever, I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
What we do with this, like TV Box was like, you know, a little thing there that was awesome, but just talking to a small subset of the audience to me. And I don't think we cracked the rest of the audience is the way I see it. So I think
I'd like to run the survey on TV Box.
I think we made like
purchase.
big progress, but I wouldn't say it's fully cracked.
I would.
Jesse?
Yeah. Cracked it, hands down.
Cracked it.
Well, thank you all for listening. Thank you for joining us,
Yeah,
Maria.
thanks for having
And
It's
we'll
great.
see you next time on another episode of Crack It in an Hour. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Crack It in an Hour. If you like the show, please don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you listen. If you have questions, thoughts, or feedback, shoot us an email at hello@crackitpodcast.com or on Instagram @crackitpodcast. Music done by Michael Anastasi, cover art shot by Mick Mint, and all things audio and video taken care of by Nathan Nash. See you next time.